Land sharks and giraffe milk, welcome back to Curiosity Forge. I am the Curiosity in the Forge. Now that we've dispensed with the formalities, I'm in the process of putting refractory inside the new forge. And while I was getting dressed to come down here in clothes that I can get covered in refractory, it occurred to me that I saw a problem repeating itself over and over again on Facebook. And normally I don't let Facebook bleed into real life, but this one is a safety issue. And I will get into that in 1 second. An update on yesterday's unboxing video. I talked to Charles, the man that makes the Atlas forges. And yes, that bar of steel was a bar of 1075 that he threw in there. Apparently, when you get a forge from him, you get a foot of blade steel and a price list from Admiral Steels, which, I'll be honest, if that was my first forge, I would have been absolutely ecstatic with. That was a very nice touch. But the first layer of refractory is in and dried. I'm going to put a few in because now that it's stiff enough to actually hold its shape somewhat, I've got some areas to patch in and a few other things to take care of. So I'm going to start on that in 1 second after I go get my bag of Satanite, which I'll get into in just a second. Okay, I'm back. And as a side note, none of the videos pertaining to any of my Atlas forges are sponsored. I wish to God they were. Oh, do I wish. But I have become a very firm believer in the quality of the products. If you are interested in checking out what he has to offer, there's the card, and yeah, so atlasknife.com. Something else that he has started offering recently is a small anvil. I think it's around 55 or 70 pounds. There's no horn. It's aimed at a knife maker, but honestly, it's a lot like my ASO in that there's no horn, but there's a lot of great sharp corners for doing set downs and the like. And it's affordable, so that might be worth looking into. But this is my bag of Satanite. Me and a friend of mine got together and bought like 20 pounds, something like that, right at the same time, and put it back for doing this, and I held on to some for doing Ramones. Differential heat treats. And the differential heat treats I've done with this have worked out pretty damn good. I like it. But the safety issue that I've seen is a lot of guys online will post pictures of their forge that they just got set up and running, and reliably there's no refractory. It's just exposed KO wool. And I will be the first one to say, stop what you're doing, refractory. Refractory. That's not a factory that was put in your house a second time. The KO wool, if you don't know, and most of you do, is like fiberglass insulation in that fibers will become airbound very, very easily. And you're pushing, 1900 degree air through there with a considerable amount of force. So what's going to happen is you're going to have airbound fibers that are going to annihilate your lungs because they're coming out of there and hitting you unprotected. The refractory glues all that down and keeps it from becoming airborne and getting all up in your lungs. So if you are new, if you're just starting off, and just setting up a forge for the first time, do not think that just KO wool and rigidizer together are going to keep you safe. The rigidizer does not do anything more than help stiffen up the KO wool a little bit. It does not seal it. It provides no protection. It does nothing besides stiffen it a little bit and make it a better host for your refractory. And by the way, this is how I have arrived at my method for doing the refractory, and it works out real good. And I will say, this forge does not have the layer of rigidizer I'm used to working with on the inside that I'm aware of. It does feel a little softer in there than I normally deal with, or that I'm used to dealing with off of the Hell's Forge. My other Atlas is a soft fire brick forge, and as such needs no refractory. And I love that little guy so much. What else was I going to say? There was something else I was going to throw out there that I forgot about yesterday, and I can't remember what it is now. And I guess that's okay. Yes, I just rinsed my hands off in my quench bucket. That is 90% evaporated from sitting for 6 months without being used. But yeah, all that being said, I just wanted to point out that there's a recurring safety issue, and if you're thinking of committing the same thing, please don't. Please don't be one of those guys that locks in and brays like an aroused donkey when someone says, what you're doing is very unsafe. You should stop and fix your safety issue before you hurt yourself, because by the time you find out you hurt yourself with this, it's way too late and you can't go back and undo the damage. Please do not run exposed K-wool with no refractory in your forge. Please don't. With that, y'all have a great day. I'm going to get a couple more layers in here and get it good and thick. And what I'm going to do, since the first layer is in and dried, set up a layer, put a space heater on it, come back in 3 or 4 hours, put another layer on, give it a few hours. Everything has to be done by the end of the day today, because I got to work tomorrow and Friday. And if I'm lucky, I'll have something special going on this weekend for the christening of this thing. Don't know, it doesn't all depend on me. There's someone else that might be involved. Either way, y'all have a great day. Stay safe and pass the borax. Remember your shop safety. Please don't get hurt while you're working in there. See you.